Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm coming in with an FAQ for nursing school. I went around and I found some frequently asked questions about what it's like to be in nursing school and what my experience is like currently right now and what I am feeling about nursing school, how to get in and whatnot. So I'm going to do a frequently asked question video on nursing school. So I have a list of questions here that I'm going to go ahead and answer, and then if you guys have any additional questions, please just leave it in the comment section down below and give this video a thumbs up to let me know you like it and you want to see another one. The first question is, how long did it take you to get into the nursing program once you applied? So, this is how it works here in California. You can apply to two different programs. You can either apply to a state school program or you can apply to a community college program. The community college programs where you're going to get your associates in nursing, you apply to be on a waiting list. And this waiting list, since nursing is impacted, can be up to like 4 years long. At one point, my local community college actually closed the waiting list because they didn't want any more people to be on it. You had to have a few classes finished. You had to have like physiology, anatomy, and like chemistry to get on the waiting list, but then after that you had to wait on a waiting list, and it could take you like 4 years to get in. So that is option number one. Option number two, again, and I guess there's an option number three, is applying to a state school, which is what I did. I applied to 3 state schools here in California and I got accepted to one of them and waitlisted on 2. So for what I did, they took the GPA. It's different now for this school. They took the GPA of 8 classes, which was anatomy, physiology, microbiology, Chem 1A, inorganic chemistry, Chem 1B, organic chemistry, statistics, English, communications. I think that's it. They took the 8 classes, those 8 classes, and they took my GPA from that. They took the GPA from my last 30 units at my community college, and then they took my T-score and divided it by 23. So they take all the GPAs, they take the GPA from the 8 classes, the GPA from the last 30 units, and then your T-test score divided by 23, and they add those up to make an impaction score, and then the top 60 of those impaction scores get in. So at that point, that's how that happened. I had a currently now I had like a 3.87 in my last 30 units, and I had like a 3.7 in those 8 classes, and I got an 88 on my T-test. So that was enough to get me into the program. I didn't have straight A's. My school didn't do A pluses, A minuses, or B pluses. They just did A's and B's. So I had mostly A's and a couple B's. If I had known that A's would have been so much better in the beginning, I probably would have taken a few of my first classes like anatomy and chemistry more seriously. However, I was still I never slacked off in school, but I think I probably could have taken those classes more seriously and gotten A's in them, but I still got in the program, and this was the one school that I really wanted to get into, and if I had gotten into it, I was going to go there no matter what other schools I got into. So technically, to answer your question, it took me 3 years to get my prereqs done. The first year at my community college, I couldn't get any science classes or the classes that I needed to apply to the nursing program. So it took me a whole year in community college to be able to get those classes, and then it took me a year and a half to complete all the science classes and other prereqs that I needed to apply to the nursing program. So at that point, it was 2.5 years. And then none of my classes could be in progress at the time I applied, so they all had to be completed. So I completed all those classes, and then you have a semester off because you apply with all your classes finished and then you wait. So I took an EMT course, which was amazing. I would definitely recommend it to anybody who is in the same kind of situation as me. If you have to wait, it's definitely something you can do to help prepare you for nursing school, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So, like I said, to answer your question, it took me 1 try to get in. I got it on my first try, but it took me 3 years, 2.5 years to get all my prereqs done, and that last semester of waiting. So 3 years before I got into the program, and now I will be spending 3 years in the program. The next question is nursing school difficult? The answer to that, from my point of view, is yes and no. If you have prepared, if you are taking anatomy, physiology, microbiology, chemistry, and statistics and are really enjoying understanding the concepts and keeping up with the work and keeping up with the tests and doing well in those classes and you're enjoying it, I think you're really going to enjoy nursing school. You're in that same kind of rigorous, quick, fast-paced setting. My program is not an accelerated program, so I have 3 years instead of 2 years. Some programs even have 1 year, which is crazy. I could not do that. I'm so happy to have 3 years. But overall, is it difficult? Yes, it is difficult. You have to study, you have to put the time in, you have to read your book, you have to go to class, clinical. And on top of that, you have to take other classes just to graduate from the college in general. So that takes a lot of time and a lot of commitment and a lot of discipline. You know, some days you're gonna have to study and not look at your phone. Some days you're gonna have to text your friends and be like, no, sorry, I can't go ice skating tonight. I have a test tomorrow. I have to sleep. If you work, you're gonna have work too on top of it, which can be crazy, but I really enjoy being busy. So having work and having school and having, you know, 1 or 2 days off a week works for me. I work 2 or 3 times a week and I go to school 3 days a week right now. So right now I have like Mondays and Fridays with no work in school, but at the same time I go to the coffee shop for 3 hours-ish and I'm there doing work because I just like to get out of the house. And I think I want to kind of do like a day off kind of vlog that I take you guys around with me and you guys can see what I do throughout my day to prepare for a day in clinical or a day in school. But it's difficult, yes. Is it fun? Yes. Is it rewarding? Yes. Do you meet incredible people? Yes. Do you meet incredible nurses? Yes. Do you meet nurses that aren't so nice? Yes. Last question is advice for clinical. Okay, so clinical can be a different experience for everybody. You can go in and you can have a really great day. Last semester, I think some of you guys have heard this, but last semester, my very first clinical sucked. I'm just gonna say it straight up, was horrible. We did not get to do anything. Our instructor was MIA most of the time. She wasn't even on our floor, or she was sitting in some other office building, like talking to people, and she wasn't there to help us. And our nurses, they were mean. Our nurses didn't care about us. They didn't want us to be there. You know, when they heard they had a student nurse, they would roll their eyes at us, they would ignore us, they wouldn't talk to us. Don't think your clinical is going to be like that. You might get a nurse, you might get 1 or 2 nurses, you know, during your whole semester that don't want to have a student with them, don't want to have a student working under their license, but maybe they're having a bad day, you know, maybe their kid's sick, and their husband's sick, and their dog's sick, or they didn't sleep last night. So having a student nurse, like working with them, is just not their cup of tea for that day. But my clinicals this semester are amazing. It's like the pot of gold at the end of this horrible dark rainbow of first semester clinical. My nurses are amazing. They help us, they explain stuff, they let us give medications. It's just like, I've put in Foley catheters, I have gotten to try to insert an IV. It's just been an amazing experience this semester, and I really feel like a nurse, and I really feel like my nurses care about me. And I think a lot of us are coming to the realization that this last hospital that we were in, we're an exception. And so my advice for clinicals would be to be prepared, know what floor you're going on to. Like last week I was on transplant and I had the most adorable 5-month-old kid in the whole wide world. Huge fat chubby bunny cheeks and just so rolly and so adorable. He had a liver transplant and he was waiting for a kidney transplant, 5 months old. Oh my gosh. So if you have a bad nurse, if you have a nurse that doesn't want to be with you, roll with it. Just follow her. Try not to bother her. You're gonna have those bad days and they're gonna suck and you're just gonna have to live with it. You can't take what they say personally, which is so hard. I would suggest being assertive. When I get onto my floor, I go to my nurse, I say, "Hi, my name's Kelly and I'm a student at blah 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 school and I am here to follow you today. I want to do everything that I can. I can't hang IVs or do any IV medications, but I'd be happy to do dosage calculations for those, and I would happy if you explain stuff to me. If any of their nurses having like an interesting procedure that day, if you know if anybody's going to like CT or MRI, I would love to go with them. If any of your patients need anything, like I got to give a sub-Q shot on a patient that wasn't mine, but it was my nurse's patient, so I got to go and do that last week. But be assertive. Say, I'm here, I want to learn, and I want you to teach me. If you guys have any more questions that you would like me to answer, go ahead and leave a comment down below because I would be happy to answer them in another video. I'm always looking for new ideas of what to do. Let me know and I will be sure to get to that. So I hope you guys have a great week and study hard and work hard and have fun. Bye.